Yeah, welcome back. In the last class, we talked about the introduction to functions. Yeah, I was able to explain some concepts to you, like the domain and the range of function and the different pattern which questions can be asked on the function. So today we are going to look at another aspect of function that is called the inverse of a function. The inverse of a function. Now let's look at this. If we have f of x equals to 3x minus 5. Now to get the inverse of this function, you make this f of x to be y equals to 3x minus 5. I'm giving you the easiest possible method to solving this problem, right? Now, if y is this, the next thing we are going to do is to make this x the subject of the equation. That means everything that is surrounding x has to come to this. So when y is transferred to this point, you have y minus 5 comes to this side, it becomes plus 5, and that gives you 3x. So we are looking for x. So x will now give you y plus 5, everything over 3. That means this x is now the f inverse of x, y, the value of y is changed to x. So this is how to get your inverse of the function. So if you are looking for f inverse of 4, what is simply going to give you is that whenever you see x here, you introduce 4, that is 4 plus 5 over 3, and 4 plus 5 is 9 over 3, so 9 over 3 gives you what? 3. So this is what you do under this aspect of function called inverse. You make x the subject of the formula, and after making x the subject of formula, x is now the f inverse of x, while y is converted to x. Now let's take another question under inverse. If we have f of x is given here as 9x raised to the power of 3. So what it simply means is that this f of x, you make it to be y equals to 9x raised to the power of 3. Remember what we are dealing with. We are making x the subject of the formula. That means you divide both sides by 9, which you have y over 9 will give you x raised to the power of 3. Now to get x here, you take the cube root of both sides, right? So that gives you the cube root of y over 9 will give you the cube root of x raised to the power of 3. Remember, it's cube root we're talking about. And therefore, x, this cancels the cube root, which is still the same thing as the cube root of y over what? 9. And for that reason, this becomes the f inverse of x equals to the cube root of what? X over 9. So this is how to compute your inverse of a function. Make x the subject of the formula, and then do the various changes, and at the end of the day, be able to get your answer correctly. Remember, our goal is for you to have a better understanding of this concept, so that when we start solving Cambridge IGCSE exam questions, you won't have any cause for alarm. Now, let's quickly go to the last aspect of functions before we move to solving problems from Cambridge IGCSE exam papers. Now, let's go to the last aspect of function that I call the composite function. Now, if we have f of x equals to 3x plus 5, and another function g of x equals to 4x minus 3. In WAEC, they might give you something like this, f of g of x. This is still the same thing as fg of x. That means wherever you see x in f of x, you introduce g of x. So if f of x is 3x plus 5, so fg of x will now give you 3. Whenever you see x in f of x, you introduce g of x there plus 5. It's just a normal substitution. That means you have 3 multiplied by, what is g of x? 4x minus 3, then everything plus 5. 3 times 4x is 12x, minus 3 times 3 is 9, then plus 5. That means, well, you have 12x minus 9 plus 5 will give you what? Minus 4. So this is called the composite function. They might also ask you to find something like g f of x. You know what that means? That means wherever you see x in g of x, you replace it with f of x. That means 4, this is x, so x becomes f of x, which is what? 3x plus 5. Then we have minus what? 3. So 4 times 3x is what? 12x plus 4 times 5 is 20, then minus 3, right? So that's 12x plus what? 17. You can see from these two now, you can see that g f of x is not equals to f g of x. So this is what is called the composite function. Another thing they might ask you is this. They might say you should do f square of x. This f square of x is still the same thing as f of x. That is f inside of what? F of x. Or sorry, f of x inside of what? F of x. What it simply means is that whenever you see x under f of x, you replace it with f of x. So this is 3x plus 5, then everything plus 5. You can now see that what we have been doing is normal direct substitution. Whenever you see x in any of the variable in composite function, you replace it with the whole different function. So what this simply means is that f square f, which is f of x, it means that whenever you see x here, you introduce what? F of x, and that is what we have done here. So 3 times 3x is what? 9x plus 3 times 5 will give you 15, then plus 5. And your final answer gives you what? 9x plus 20. So gentlemen and ladies, from this, I believe questions on composite of a function and inverse of a function is no big deal. Now, what we are going to be doing next in the next video is to start solving IGCSE past exam paper. So in the next video, I'll be in a position to put you through the different ways which questions can come out under this aspect of maths that is called the function. How do they set question in IGCSE exam as far as function is concerned? So we shall be taking a look at the different years, starting with the latest year, which is 2022, because they've not written IGCSE this 2023. So we are going to be considering paper 4 variant, and then the different variants we have, variant 1, variant 2, and so on. And at the end of the day, be able to appreciate this concept called function in math. So please, I can give you like 2 minutes break. Just go stretch your legs so that when I come or when I return, we'll be in a position to start solving IGCSE past exam papers on function. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give a thumb up to our videos. Till I come your way again in the next class, have a wonderful day for now, and bye for now. Thank you.